Okay, I realized you guys couldn't hear me. Thank you so much for waiting. I apologize for the technical difficulties. Everything should be set up and ready now. Let's go ahead and get the overlay going again. Yep, everything's set up there. All right, we're going to be doing City Skylines 2 today, and I've got a special treat for you guys. We are creating a new map. I have spent several, and I mean 6 hours plus, creating this map from a preset to make this work to where we're at now. So we're just going to give you a little sneak peek and get to work here. So I did find some mods that do fit the military style designs, and currently I've already designed what's the beginning entrance here for the aircraft carriers with their typical landing directional pads with lights that I've placed, as well as some of the decorational objects and temporary cargo storage while waiting for loading. I do want to design a dock system over here for this, because these are the fuel ships. And then we have some other smaller ships over here. I have not tried to place a helicopter on these yet, but I will say that was the problem with this mod for the aircraft carrier, is I'm not able to place anything on it. But we will see how we can make this work over the long run. This was just a last minute idea as I was throwing this stuff down, but I did design this entire area of the map with this intention. So here is our dry dock. We go ahead and pull the ships up to work on them. I have no road structures or any of that set up yet. This is literally just the idea to break ground, to showcase where we're heading with things. And this is not guaranteed to stay this way. I can always change and rotate things. I was having problems with the barriers here. They look good from this side, but they do not look great from that side. It was that one in particular. But alright, let's go ahead and zoom out and show you guys what we're working with here. So we currently have the large tile completely unlocked, because we are doing this just for fun. So I'll show you what we're working with here. Here is the Fort PLX port, and then we're going to have the center communications hub here in the middle. I haven't decided if I wanted to do an underground bridge or do one bridge up high so the boats can still get around this. And then we're going to have some small office buildings here, I think, and possibly some compounds around this here. I did create this as a shallow swimming beach area, but the problem with all of this is that when I did the terraforming and changing the terrain, there were water spots that I discovered that I am still working on trying to get rid of, but this whole area began to flood massively. So I don't like what happened there. That's gonna have to go. I am still getting used to the controls here, so bear with me as I figure out how to delete things and move things around here. Okay, wait. There's that. Let's get rid of that and that. There we go. Now we can do the terrain tool, which was this. No, it was that one. Okay, that's level. We're gonna go ahead and make sure this gets leveled off so we have a buildable area here. How's the audio quality? Hi, Edwin. Thanks for stopping by, bud. If you keep contacting my aunt, I'm going to tell Sam to about the baby. Mind your freaking business and log off. Jessica, you got the wrong channel. I don't know who y'all are. Leave them alone, and I can't. And can I get a shout out? I'm like subscribed. Yeah, sure, Brittany. Thanks for stopping by. Anybody and everybody's welcome here. We're just here for entertainment, and I don't know what Jessica's on about there. I think she thinks I'm somebody else, but all right. A little hot in stream today already, and we're just starting, but makes for some fun entertainment, I guess. Sounds like you guys are having some drama out there, though. I want nothing to do with that. No, thank you. Let's soften that up, make it look a little more realistic there. I don't like the way this hill is sitting here. Wrong button. There we go. There we go. A little more round. rounded out, looks a little better. It had a nasty little pothole there. There, that looks better. And then we've got the cliff there. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Now again, I've done a lot of terrain editing already and softening to make this look how it is already. But I don't want to edit it too much, just because if you've messed with City Skylines originally, the water is very finicky, and I still don't know why the water level hasn't dropped. Well, I know that in order to get rid of this water, I need to put pumps down, which need power. And that was something I was originally working on with said power system. So let's just reconnect this power system. Okay, that's not right. That is not what you were supposed to put, dude. What did you do? Can I delete this extra power line here? No, why can't I delete that? I'm so confused. Is it because I deleted this end of it? I think it was this I was using originally. Interestingly enough, I don't think that was the right thing either, but I'm just trying to reconnect it here. Why are you making this such a pain in the butt? I have to leave and go to bed, so bye for now. All right, Brittany, have a good one. Thanks for stopping in.
Approaching the city and will be visible soon. Citizens should seek immediate cover.
Uh-oh. Good thing we don't have any citizens yet. Okay, so that's just like not actually connecting. What am I missing here? Is it that one? That's it right there. Then we can reconnect it back up there. I don't know why I double chained that together, but I just didn't like that it wasn't fully connected, so better safe than sorry. What do we have going on over here? Electric cable not connected. The end of the network cable is not connected to the network. Okay, well. Can I not connect it back to the system? I'm honestly so confused right now. Medium substation, okay. And this is 150 megawatts efficiency, okay. And then these are electrical. So these are in kilovolts, kilowatts. Okay, so I think that just fixed it, whatever that was. Why is that not connecting there? Alright, we're just gonna do a little Or maybe not. Is there an undo button? Was it Control Z? Nope, that was not the undo button. Let's go ahead and just demolish this real quick. And then go back to power. Oh, it's because I'm underground, I think. Oh. There. Yeah. Figuring it out, figuring it out. Slowly but surely. There we go. Now it's all looped back on itself. Now we've got high voltage and low voltage power. Now, so this is the substation. I still need actual power. So these are transformer stations. Capacity. Alright, there's the coal power, gas power, emergency battery station. That might come in handy in the future. I'm gonna go ahead and take my earbud out now that my volume's working. If anybody has any volume complaints, please type it in the chat. I'll adjust the volume as needed. Pretty sure I've got everything worked out now. It does depend on the game though. Some games are definitely louder than others. Alright. Oops. My bad, my bad. Volume was on my phone. Now where were we? Solar power. I'm assuming solar power doesn't have any negative, like, pollution or anything. So, oh, I also didn't showcase the industrial area I've set up over here to go with the military complex. And then we're gonna probably place the city over here, mixed with the edge of this, and then probably make this the business district. And then have some high rises here on the big city, big circle in the middle. But as far as this solar is concerned, I don't know if how do I rotate this again? Wait, there was a button to rotate. What is it? Shift. Mouse wheel? Yeah, there we go. That's what it is. So why is it not? I guess maybe because the access road is only from the one side. I mean, it would kind of make sense, I guess. But we don't need too much power right now. Oh, you know what I realized though is how much does that actually produce? So that's only 15 megawatts. Yeah, I'm not getting as much out of that as I was hoping to. If I do a dam here, can I turn this into water? Okay, now how do I connect the power? Let's see. This, how much was that putting out? That was putting out 20,000 megawatts. And these have, how much is this? This capacity is 100 megawatts. So we're not going to be able to use everything that's coming out of that at peak, but we'll go ahead and connect the power here. Wish they had one that did both. So I think I need to just focus sending out the large... Yeah, because here's low voltage between locations. I need the high voltage between locations and then break it off from there. I think we're just gonna route this all over there, like we did with the other stuff. So if I take this all underground to here. I think I fucked that up, unfortunately. So let's try that again. Alright, power there. There we go. Now that's connected. I just reconnect this to the grid here. Boom. There we go. We have an overabundance of electricity production, so we're selling the excess to the outside world. Great. Make me some money. Not that it matters, I'm infinite. Okay, so why is I'm assuming it's because it's not daylight? That there's no... Yeah, I realize we're at midnight. Okay. Well... I know this will produce power at least. Why are you acting like you ain't got no power? Just routing some extra power cables around. We need a road to connect that. What do we want to do here? Multi-lane road? Some extra parking maybe? Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and leave that there and then bring this one out here. Trying to remember how to... I don't think that's gonna work. Alright, time to delete it before I get too carried away. Alright, let's try that again. Maybe we just do it here and there and call that good. I don't like how that terrain isn't working there though. Let's go ahead and level that out. Well, I don't know what actually happened there, but that did not work. So we're gonna go ahead and just delete it. Let's go ahead and get this leveled out again. Interesting little plot here. So if I do, now I'm thinking here, I'm just thinking out loud, but some type of, so there's a water pumping station. This extracts water from lake or rivers and delivers it. I was thinking like sewer maybe, like dumping everything into here so it's not spilling out anywhere, but that's a tough choice. I need the one little ones. Okay, so they have a water treatment plant. Do I really need to fill this thing with sewer? Probably not. But, you know, who doesn't love a shit fountain? A little doo-doo waterfall. Don't mind me being gross. Hey, I'm Beth, and I'm just saying that I'm back on another account. I'm Ed back. For sure. Appreciate you coming back. Thank you. No worries. You're more than welcome to come and hang out. Everybody type in the chat. We can hang out and chat. Hey, if you want to participate in the build, you got ideas, feel free to speak up. But I think for right now, we're going to go ahead and do this. Alright, those are connected to the road network now, which means they should start spilling sewer out soon. And boom. I think they need to be moved though. And then let's reconnect that. There we go. I just connected you. Why are you saying you're not working? Did I do something wrong? Yeah, I did. Oops. There we go. And then can we see water? What is it? This one? Water treatment plant. Processes sewage and purifies its pollutants. Treated water is then pumped back into the water network. I'm thinking groundwater pumping station. I don't need any of this stuff because we're not going to use this water. But I was curious to see how much pollution that can cause. And then we trapped it in there. So we have a little... Hey, would you consider this Schitt's Creek? We can go up Schitt's Creek? I think that's what you would call that. Okay. What's going on down here? This road has a dead end and thus does not allow traffic. How are you going to say that that's a dead end? I hate that I had to do that in the design, but whatever. If you're gonna make me, fine. Well, no, see, these don't look like dead ends. That's a crosswalk. I don't know what his deal was. This game does be kind of buggy. It just happens. Do you need water? Is that what's going on here? Oh, maybe it's just because we don't have any water being generated yet. How far are we away? Okay, and then I need a road, I guess. Let's do 3-lane asymmetric now. What is this road thing doing all of a sudden? These are not the roads I was just using. Just trying to decide on the right road to use here. Oh, this is what I need to be using over there with the... Okay, I'm gonna go use those then. Okay, okay. I guess that's too close to the hill there to actually get a road in there. I think I'm gonna soften that out, make it look a little better. Make it look a little more natural. There we go. Alright, let's see if I can place the road here now. Alright, road time, let's see. Nope, that ain't gonna work. Let's try that again. Page up. I don't know what happened there with that road, but we'll just go ahead and reset that before it glitches out on us. There we go. What else? Oh, they don't have power. All right, let's get the power going then. Slowly but surely. Let's see. Why is it not letting me tie it in? That should have counted, right? I guess that's not actually connected. Here we go. Now it should be. What is this? I just need workers now. Lack of high-skilled laborer. Lack of laborer. Not enough electricity. And it is one thing after another with these guys. Okay, well, let's go ahead and finish some of this road stuff. It's ruining the aesthetics. No. We can afford a little bunch up, I guess. Ain't nobody looking. And then I think personally, what I need to do. Yeah, so that's just a worker issue here. We've got water and power. Which means I should be able to come over here now. And then water extracts water from a lake or river and delivers it to the city. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there might have been one more over here. Nope, I think I got it already. Okay. And now I need to connect all of these. Almost forgot one. So the roads over here already have plumbing, I guess. So I'm gonna have to remember this. Certain roads actually come pre-established with the connections, so that'll make things easier rather than randomly routing like this. Because if I can set up a grid pattern or essentially a road all the way out with access, I could just connect things from one end of the road to the other. So I'm committed though. We'll make this work and use this knowledge for the next best thing, and I'll probably create a series for everybody to stream and watch, and then I'll also create videos for YouTube for it. But this is how the, what do they say? This is how the cream is made. There's a saying for that. Matthias, what's up, Matthias? Welcome back, buddy. How you doing? I do, matter of fact. Kind of hard to forget the very few good people who continuously show up. Appreciate yous. Yeah, okay. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on the power. Or wait, they just say they road. Oh, they don't need what power? Okay. Well. How that's all gonna have to go together. I'm gonna end up having to delete all this. Okay, those are all connected. There we go. That should be good enough now to get those holes all drained out. See how long that takes. Not enough electricity. It's daytime. Why do we not have electricity? Damn, are you doing your job? You know, I just realized, I'm hoping that's draining, because if that's gonna fill up, we might be screwed here. Looked like it was coming out there for a second. So why are you saying we have an abundance of electricity, so we're selling off the excess? But they're gonna tell me I don't have enough power. Okay, let's see here. This is where City Skylines gets really in depth. Is power, water, sewer management, all of the infrastructure stuff. Let's see here. Not enough electricity. I don't know if I can actually... Here's the water output. I need the electricity though. There should be a way I can see my electric. Oh, here we go. Okay. So my availability is full. My electricity trade is full. My battery charge is half. So I'm thinking maybe what's going on is the power is not connected to the road. Okay, well, we can fix that. That's not too hard. How do I connect this here, though? I need a substation here, don't I? Alright, now it's got power. Now those should drain. Okay. Let's get these holes drained so we can fill this in. Because I want to figure out where our entrance is. I haven't actually lined it with a gate or anything. What's this game called? This is City Skylines 2. So let me actually do this so you guys can see. Actually, I'll go ahead and open it up in Steam because I already closed that. Give me just a second here. I'm trying to pull this up for you guys. Okay, let me turn the display capture on. So let's turn the game capture off. There we go. So for those wondering, this is the game we're playing. This is City Skylines 2. The basis of the game is to create a fully functioning city from the ground up. You usually start in one square, fill the entire thing in, and then buy the surrounding areas to expand your city. It's a giant screenshot simulator for sure. The amount of gorgeous views and cities you can make here are phenomenal. Now, these are obviously other players who have posted these. These are not mine, just to be clear, because it is YouTube. But there are plenty of possibilities and endless options for the designs and things you want to do for your city to make it look good. And that's what I love about this game is it's not only about looking good, it's the functionality. It has to work well with fire, police, EMS. You've got coroners to hospitals, education, taxes, your business, residential, industry districts. It's got anything and everything you can imagine from the management of a city down to the finite, minute detail of something as simple as a crosswalk and choosing the best direction of path for people to walk, or changing the way your pedestrians pass through the city. So just so you kind of see as a rough idea of where we're headed with this, these cities are a little bit more complete, but my complex, the Fort PLX, will be looking something similar along like this. This is kind of what I'm aiming for. I wanted to have a militarized port with the Air Force, military, Coast Guard, all of that located in one area with a hill separating it, and then you're going to have that fancy little town in the corner, or city. So that actually is kind of what we're looking for here for my build currently. And then you've also got mods for this game, so they allow for ease of access or placing things in. And I just love the decorational options this game provides. So now that you've seen that, I'm going to turn game capture back on, display capture off, and then go in here, and we should be set. There we go. All right, let's see where we're at with the water here. That's a problem. What's going on here? Lack of high-skilled labor. So we are at an impasse. In order to make progress here, let's go ahead and pause. I need to drain these holes so I can delete everything up here between this water and the water down here, because this was already pre-leveled, so it's almost ready. But I need to figure out the layout. I think the main entrance I want to do like right here. Have that come in here, and then have the little beach. You can take the road down this way, and then we'll have the military highway going around the entire port. I figure we'll do this as the Air Force landing strip for the airfield, since the aircraft carriers are here. And I think what I'll do, actually, before I forget, I need soften. Yeah, let's do this, because then what that does is that allows us to essentially have access down here from up here. Not that you'd roll a plane down the hill like that, but in theory. And technically it was designed for landing, so you're going to come in and slow down and just slowly land like you would on an aircraft carrier anyways. But the airfield won't be this way, it'll be this way. So maybe I should have like an offshoot, do like a Y airstrip. You know, like they have the long one and then they have the little short off section one. And then we could do a road from that down where you would take the equipment. I think that's what we're thinking. What do you think, Matthias? You got any military complex building ideas? And see, this is something else I was dealing with. This was originally a lot lower level of water. And for some reason, it's definitely stayed high now. Because originally the water level was, where this is, was all sticking out. But now it's all a few feet below water. Well, I'm not exactly sure how I can fix that. You know, I hate to do this on stream, but I think I should Google that. Can I lower the water level in City Skylines? The water level in City Skylines 2. Yes, you can lower the water levels in City Skylines primarily by using the landscape tool to terraform buildings, dams, or using specialized mods. While the base game lacks a simple sea level slider, you can manage, redirect, or evaporate water to lower its height. So, how do we evaporate? Removing water sources, use the developer debug tools. No, that's not it. Creating drainage, diversions, water pump. Well, Google's not helping me here much. I got about roughly 5 of you viewers lurking. Any of you guys played City Skylines yet? I know a few of my lurkers are PC players. I'm so confused. They're not... I just don't know why the sea level rose. Because in all reality, it was the same, and then I took some stuff out. If anything, it should have rose back up here more, not up there at the edge of the ocean. And it doesn't help that it's raining. Can I get rid of the rain at all? Let's see what our options are in gameplay. Let's speed up the edge scroll a little bit while I'm in here. Day-night visual, start, pause. I do not see. Well, that's going to be a problem. Let's change that to Fahrenheit. And let's change that to US, because if I can't see the numbers correctly, that's not going to do me any good. Okay, so these are the modding tools. Didn't I have something here for water level? I swear I did. So I did go through hundreds of pages of mods to provide you guys with some good content with building. It's just going to be a matter of making everything work. Water features, here we go. Should probably leave it default unless you were using detention or retention basins. Actual evaporation rate is 1,000 times smaller, but this gives you control over the rate. This is global, and you may want to rebalance and increase flows of water sources after increasing it. Interesting. This will increase the rate of evaporation by 1,000 for the whole map for a short amount of time before returning to normal. For cleaning up water messes, but use at your own risk. Lakes with a, what did it say? Lakes with a target elevation below the ground level are a safer way to remove water. Let's clean up the water. Let's see if that helped at all. Doesn't seem to be helping too much here. I mean, they might have lost a little bit of water. That one looks like it's lost a little bit more. That's a little better. And we are on fast forward, so... Oh, you know what? That's probably the problem. I think I need to cave and just decide to set up as part of the city. Do, 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 do. I think probably parking is going to be needed for some of this, so... Two-lane road that features angled parking spots allows traffic in both directions. So they can get off, and then we want to be able to have them. So if they're going to come off of this one, they're going to want to be able to get back onto that one. So what if I... go down. I don't know why it did that like that. That's odd. Let me just delete these. Start that again. I don't even think that actually connected. Now I'm really confused. How do I make sure that this actually works right? So do I need to be up? Okay, I think this is going to make it work now. There we go. This and then come back up. I didn't think about that. Gosh darn it. Okay, let's try this one more time. so they can come off the freeway, come back over here and get in. But then I realize if they're trying to get off this freeway and go over there, we're gonna need to do this. Keep the roads close together. Oh, but wait. Gosh darn it, I feel so dumb. I still did that wrong. Needed to come out over there. Which would mean I'd also need to change that road. Still fucked it up. Give me a second, guys. I'm getting the rhythm down here. There we go. Still feel like that wasn't the best placement. I need to have it come forward more. Like out here and then come in. There we go. That's kind of an odd, risky second lane. That's gonna be a bunch of accidents right there. Oh wait, no, there is a traffic light. Okay, that'll help, that'll help. And then we can go back down. And then grab this one. Not the prettiest. What we got? Who's that? Happy Wednesday, Chappie man. Thanks for joining. And thank you for the subscription. I actually was not able to see who. Oh, it was Chappie. Thank you, Chappie. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel, buddy. How we doing today? All of a sudden, my system is having audio issues. What the heck? LOL computers. Tell me about it. Mine has been doing that almost every stream for the last like 2 weeks, unfortunately. There we go. Appreciate you for following, buddy. I forgot I added the audio to those, so I was like, why is my music going off? And that would explain it. I think I'm gonna have to come back a little further if I can bring this up out of the ground more. There we go. Nope, too close still. Alright. What are you using for your audio device, Chappie? You using headset or audio interface are you plugged in? Poor guy probably can't hear me right now. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely not the prettiest, but it'll work. Okay, yeah, because this will allow people to loop off of there and come back. And that would allow... Oh, but see now I'm... This one needs to get over there now. Right? That's the only thing left in the loop. I think it was this one. And then page up. How did I mess that up? And it says slope too steep. That's just lovely. I need to reboot, but feel too lazy, so I'll just watch. Just since he can't hear me, I'll at least cater to that a little bit. I was back in game trying to figure out how to make this road meet up, since it wants to be a pain in the bootay. When in doubt, start again, right? That's how that works. Why the road's doing that, I don't know, but there we go. That'll work. We're just gonna leave it at that. We'll call that good. I don't know what kind of crappy tunnel system that's trying to render in right there, but it's goofy. I don't think the other one's doing that, right? No, the other one's working. I think you missed a spot there, bud. I think it slipped. Maybe it's the angle. But if it works, it works. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it. I'm gonna pretend I don't see it. But yes, now that should be complete. So that's that and that. Now 1 and 1. Okay. Yeah, see, that's okay. We can make that work. And then what we do is we do this. Let's grab a large... You want to do a 2-lane road? No, I think we'll stick with a small 2-lane road that features angled parking spots and allows traffic in both directions with a divider in the middle. line this up as good looking as I can. There we go. I always say we do like a little lakefront property style idea. Like a cul-de-sac, but yeah, just like that. Oh, maybe have that actually branch off. Be that second set there. Yeah. Now we're cooking. Alright, that'll be a little fancy neighborhood there. Made a little person slash arrow there. And then we will do this. Not the best road work, but something's better than nothing. There we go. Best way to fill in the holes to utilize the space. I just needed some workers, so that's the thing about the subs is that, not the subs, but the substation is telling me I need more workers, so I think we'll go ahead and just get it close. That way there's at least some areas for it. Yeah, might as well make it all the way through. And we will do that's a pedestrian street. That way they can cross back and forth without walking all the way down. And then trying to find something with more parking but larger road. I need the 2-lane with the median again. Just trying to copy and paste a grid system or something just so it's easier to fill in. think it looks better when you do the long segments like this. Now it's starting to look a little bit more like a bigger city. Invalid shape? What? Yeah, it's because of that, I think, maybe. I don't know if that's worth deleting or redoing. I hate how it's always like off-center just a smidge, but it's not worth redoing. I need to figure out a better snap placement, I think. Yeah, we'll make that work. Then we can do no dividers for some of these. I don't know if I'm gonna like those though. There's not much buildable space there. If I do something like this, kind of restrict the movement just a little. There's only one way in and out of that cubby hole. Kind of randomly filling it in a little. I just don't want it to be completely symmetrical, but enough to have the similar shape and to kind of function together. Just a little diversity. I don't want it to copy and paste through the whole thing. It takes so long to fill in the streets, though. I realize all these intersections are probably going to be a problem with traffic, but we won't know until we get there. I definitely want to practice using some of the different roads to see how they interact and change the flow of traffic on a general scale. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Slowly but surely. One little bit by little bit. You guys have seen some weird residential places in your own cities, right? I'm not the only one doing these weird little offshoot one-way roads into the cul-de-sac. This piano song is a little catchy. That's gonna be stuck in my head later. I'm not gonna even have any idea where it came from. Let's do a crossroad here. I guess that's more of an H road, huh? Alright. Now we're cooking. I wish there was roads that had bigger sections to connect to, because this whole like grid not fitting here sucks. Okay. All that filled in. Don't know how long that actually took, but I should have put a timer on so I knew exactly how long it takes to do all of this. I used to be really big into the City Skylines Remastered for Xbox, and then when I found out that this was only going to be available on PC, I was so upset because I didn't have a PC yet. Now I do, and now I'm enjoying it. And not only did I have to go through hundreds of pages of mods to find 100+ mods, then when I installed them all, the game wouldn't even load. I had to go through my mods list on 2 separate occasions, disabling them all entirely, and then coming back in and trying to launch the game to find out which ones were broken. And I did find 3 that were preventing the game from loading in. When I deleted them, problem solved, but that was still a big inconvenience of like 6 hours worth of work just to play the game. So I lost hope for a little bit, then I spent some time, worked on it patiently, and now we're reaping the rewards. Well, I will say this city will have plenty of parking. That should be good enough there. One-way roads here. Might add a little bit of congestion, unfortunately, but I don't know how well that's gonna work, but we're gonna find out. Okay. I think we're pretty much filled in now, just doing the last little final touches. Okay. Yeah, that'll work good enough, I guess. I gotta do this one last grid now. That should be good enough. Alright. Yag, what's up, Josh? Motherfucker! What you up to, homie? I'm not even sure that's worth putting a road there. Something like that. That'll work. And then maybe do the same thing here. Just kind of help fill in those holes a little. And then one last one. It's not perfect, I will say that much, but as long as there's not too large a chunks, I think it's doable. Try to utilize as much space as possible. That's the one gap that's going to be okay because they're all the bridges coming down off the hill. Like San Francisco, but without being level with the ground. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to give up now. We're gonna stop there for the city zoning, and then now we need to do city planning. Now we need to do the zoning. Alright, that's Magic Menace Parking Services. Is dedicated to delivering efficient, intelligent, and modular parking. Oh, is it a parking structure? I see. Yeah, 5-story parking garage. I don't know why I'm scattering them all over, just so that there's parking, I guess. You never know. Alright, how do we do the zoning on here now? That's transportation, statistics, city economy. Extra assets, landscaping. Here we go. Here's zones. Nope, those are props. I filled them. Zones, there we go. Commercial space on the bottom and apartments on top. Interesting. So we're going to do the apartment businesses down by the shoreline down here. And then probably across the street a little bit as well. Alright, we'll get this all filled in so they can start building. Pause it because I want to watch it build. Add a little bit more of these in here into the mix. And then we want fancy housing. That'll be the US medium density. Actually, maybe we should leave that for more business. No, I think we should leave that for the business. So. In which case, we'll probably make everything out here those nice houses. Alright, so we'll have plenty of big houses up in here. Make that all the nice little rich neighborhood over there. Slowly fade out kind of into here a little. Now we need US medium density row housing. Just kind of copy and paste that out into the area out here. So I need the US low density next. Okay. Sprinkle a little more up into here. And then we will do the low density now. That should be plenty of low density housing as well, I think. How are we looking? So we got high density, low density. What else do we have for low density? So single families? Let's do some single families. you guys can have your own little quadrant right here. And hopefully y'all can meet and move into the bigger areas so I can make more money. Let's do the large style apartment buildings down here. Careful not to overdo any of the blue I need. We'll do some apartments inside the residential areas, because why not? Make it a little more realistic, right? And you never know, they always be popping up wherever. Okay, so that was the high density. And then we'll do some low rent little section here. Everybody needs a little bit of low rent till they can afford a better place, so. Oh, that one's not coloring. It's almost like that one doesn't want to get built. Okay, that's about all the cheap I'm going to be able to afford there, I think. I don't want to overdo myself and spread it too thin. Let's see here. Urban promenade mixed housing. I guess we can throw some of that in here. And I do want some more high-rise apartments. Okay, now I need businesses. So we need the waterfront business. And then we need high density business. I think once we complete this, we can switch to the low density. And then there was the low density business. Just a little bit of business around in by the houses, you know, for gas stations, supermarkets, all that stuff. And that would be, I believe, the entire zone. I don't know why that's red all of a sudden, though. You know what, and I should probably make sure that the power and everything is connected. I don't understand why that's not connecting, though. I don't even want to mess with that. Oh, wait, it's because of this now, I think, huh? Why must you be so difficult? Sound like Squidward there for a second. Why must you be so difficult? It's doing that, but at least it's connecting the power. What about the water? I need to do the same thing. I think I do. Alright, let's go see. We got a new gas station. Where's it coming in? And now the fun has begun. This is when everything starts to fill in and look good. Yeah. Definitely a big part. Well, that's building. I need to go and zone real quick. Industrial. That should be enough industrial, at least for now. At least get the job done. I don't know why that one's not painting, but that's okay. Moving on. And you know what? Actually, I think I should put some offices in here. Just so the workers over here have some offices, and then now I need some offices over here, I think. There should be a decent amount of offices. I think maybe we'll throw some in like right here. Just in case. Okay, so now we're getting into the nitty-gritty, because now that things are starting to build, we have another problem. Well, it looks like we're backed up sewer and not enough electricity, so I think what we really need to do is... Unfortunately, I think we're going to need a power plant that is nuclear. So we'll do our nuclear power plant there. And then realizing this is actually pretty freaking massive, but having this inside of our military base would have been more optimal. So I think that's kind of that boundary we're looking at is right there with that road. So we've got that. Now we need more fire stations and if I can find a spot to fit it. I didn't really see much difference. Okay, so yeah, I see things like that. Just gotta make sure they can get all the way around. Man, some of these areas are just not big enough. Those all look green. seem like they're being handled. Maybe I should put one over here, though. And then I need... What is this? That's disaster control? Gotta make sure I have these emergency shelters down. Don't want to lose the citizens randomly. Got some of those down. Now we need some education. So we're going to need a university. Let's put that giant university down there. I realized before it's too late. Probably need another fire station down here as well. Okay. And then small high school. Scatter these around a little. Alright, that's a high school. There's an elementary school. I gotta find a spot big enough to fit this now. Great. Finding a couple at least. So we got the elementaries, universities here. We got a technical institute we can throw down. If I can find a spot for it. What else is down here? Medical university? Okay. Let's go put that down here, I think. Okay. Geological Research Center. A large hadron collider. Demand for electronics and software and stuff. Okay, well, let's go throw the hadron collider. I want it to be here next to the military base. It's almost like we should do the entrance right there. There we go. That'll work. Alright, so back to the Education Innovation Research Dome. Let's just throw that over here. Radio telescope. Actually, let's do 2 more of those. That just gave me the idea, though. Yeah. There we go. That'll be a good decoration for the base. I should probably just throw one of these up as well. Okay. So we have education, we have fire. Central Intelligence Bureau, that CIA should definitely be over here as well. Okay, let's go back here. What else we got? We got a prison. Yeah, we'll put that over there. Make the military deal with them. Okay. So I think that's gonna have to get built. Here's a police helicopter depot. Just gonna scatter a couple around, just make sure they've got the coverage. I can find somewhere big enough for it, that's the problem. There we go. And then I need a police headquarters. Oh no! Oh, that's voice mod.
Let's go to Porno Apparel.
Okay, doing a mic test again. Loud. Okay, you can hear me loud and clear, hopefully. Somebody want to type a chat, let me know that audio's good again. My voice mod crashed, unfortunately. That was a police headquarters. That's a modern police station. Let's throw one of those out. And then we need here's a city hall. All right, we can make a city hall work. About the welfare office. I want to put the welfare office down on Barlow Street because it's a low bar. Ha, ha, ha. You okay? What, baby? No. I'm already at almost 2 hours. I'm just trying to finish up and I'm just gonna let it build so we can see what it looks like before I get off, but what am I putting up? This was the welfare office. I think some of these things need to go, like this street right here on Pine Street. Get rid of Pine Street and let's go back in and do welfare office that way. Citizen Service Center. There's another city hall. It's even bigger. Central Bank. I think we'll get rid of that road right there. Okay, we got the compact Central Bank. We're going to throw that on this side of town. And then Terminal City Bank, here we go. Alright, so we got that. Now, just out of curiosity, how many of these can I fit here? Really wish something would fit right there perfectly, but no. See if I can fit it here now. There we go. I don't know if I can get that one to fit. I can, look at that. Just placing anything and everything where they'll fit at this point, because can't guarantee how much I'll be able to fit later. Oh, so here's where all my mods were. Here's the Walmart. Let's go and throw the Walmart over here. And the gas station there. There. Gas station there. There. And maybe down here somewhere. Gotta have a McDonald's. Gotta have like a McDonald's on almost every corner, right? Isn't that how that works? Yeah, even the rich people out here, they get their McDonald's too. You know, they should probably get their own gas station again too, since they're so secluded. There's a muscle car garage. Don't mind if I do. And we're going to throw the Blockbuster over here just for nostalgia purposes. And then we do have to delete some more roadage to fit some things. So many buildings. The Emerald Building. Not that I know what that is, but okay, there's an antique store. And then banker and confectionery, farmers market, sports bar. I gotta have one of those. Gotta have a couple of those. Sporting goods store. Arts and supply store. And then the Sunshine Hotel. Throw that down here as well. What else we cooking up here? A vehicle factory. Ground earth, dairy house, paper factory, chemical plant, fuel plant. Not that I know what a switch on is. Here's pharma. We're gonna give 2 farmer for big pharma, and then give them an oil refinery and a rocket fuel refinery, because why not? Concrete and steelworks. We'll do 2 steelworks. Okay, what else we got in here? A particle board factory. Something with seafood. I didn't actually fully catch it. Does this have to be on the water then? Well, it was worth a shot. I don't know if I'm actually going to get that in there anywhere. Oh, wait. Said road required. There we go, I got it. An energy drink bottling plant. We're going to need a couple of those. At least all the breeze is blowing this way, which is nice. Alright, get the IKEA place down back here maybe by the Walmart. And we'll make sure you guys got the IKEA up here too. They dug that IKEA out into the hill. Just so the trucks could get around it. That? It's a Principus. The companies working in this modern office building not only make sure that the office or that the justice is served, but their efficiency actually helps to reduce crime rate in the neighborhood. Interesting.
Let's go to Porno Apparel.
Obviously, you hear people muting the motto or muttering the motto "Better safe than sorry," just in case. Not sure what that does, but we'll throw one down. Seaworth building. I'm trying to make sure all the big buildings are down here next to each other. What is that for? Design a function, it makes game software. Didn't fully get that, but that's okay. This music is so peaceful, it makes you sleepy. What do I gotta do to fit a building? I didn't want to delete another road, but I might have to. Okay, good enough. Let's go back and place that now. There we go. They're all so big. That one's gotta go over here though anyways, because that's part of the launch orbit tracking. Heard the city regulators aren't too happy up there. Where's it gonna go? It's a pain in the butt to find a spot to fit every little piece. There. Happy now? Okay, so that's all the specialty buildings that we can place. I think I still need... Okay, so I did do law enforcement. Where was medical? There we go. I realized I don't think I ever put down... couple of things here. Got a Rob's Hospital. There we go. Got a medical helicopter depot. Kind of wanted one on each side of the city, but I don't know if it's gonna let me. Okay, guess they're going out here then, like normal. So they got the hospital now. And then now we need death care. We need... Can be upgraded with a temple, a mausoleum, and a columbarium? Don't know what that is. Worry about the crematorium making everybody sick, so we're gonna throw that down here for right now. And I don't know if the cemetery is actually worth putting up either. Now, waste collection. I realize... I'd need power too. Damn. Okay, I don't know what it needs there, but we'll go ahead and do the power real quick. This is such an odd connection point, but that's okay. Right, so electricity was done on those now. Everything's good to go there. And now we've got medical, we've got water, we've got garbage and recycling, we've got education, we've gotten police and fire and rescue. And then the only thing else here now would be the bus slash... Okay, so maybe some of these. Okay, so we got those. What else we got for ferry? A huge facility that hosts both Space Museum and Active Command Center. And then can this fit over here like I was wanting? Kind of. Oh wait, that's not the right area. It was this one. Dang, that airport's bigger than I thought. Hope to be able to place a second one there, but what's stopping it right now? Okay, well, I'll give up on that then. Let's just double check what we've got going on here. That's a harbor. Harbor ferries. No, that's not what I need. These are all for building the dock stuff later with the placeable boats. And if anything, yeah, I'm gonna wait because these are not the same size. Well, that one's a little better. Those are the boat trailers. Yeah, I think we'll wait on those. Cargo harbor, a harbor with cranes and containers. Unfortunately, I think this is what I was going for here. I think I'll leave those because they've got to be able to pull the boat in and out of the water anyways, so. It's the only way to make it more legit. But then the only option I can do is to do the terrain. Like that. That's a little better. Now it actually looks more like we picked it up and brought it in and out of the water right here. Okay, I'll deal with that later. That is what I was going for there. And then we are looking for not debris. There we go. Here's some more military vehicles. Really wish I could place the helicopters on here. I'll place them on these. I cannot. See, that would have been too great. And add these to this set over here, I guess. Just a little bit of vehicles around to help add to the realism. That looks a little better there. Any other props I'm overlooking? So wait, if that's... Okay, that's the boat I did there, then what's this one? That's my Formula 1. No. Okay, maybe I'm just seeing double. But I did only have the one set of boats. Okay. I think those are supposed to be for like dry docking. So I didn't see those, but that's what I was looking for when I built this little area right here. And then I got like these little boats, which I'll save for the other one as well. What is that? A J hanger wall? Oh, dope. Oh man. I mean, it works. I can deploy the hangers like this. They're just not perfect. What was that called? The Skywalk? I'm assuming that's a build it myself. Just little bits by little bits, but I don't think I have much else to add, unfortunately. Oh, the scaffolding would look good here, though. Realize that's not going to be exactly like I wanted, so Control R, Control R. Control R. I wanted this to be like a segment of the ship, but since now I see that it's just scaffolding, we'll just make it stack up there with the rest of it. Now, where was I? I was in props here, I see, okay. And I think that's pretty much it for those. I don't know if there's much left to browse through at the moment. I need to go through on my own to find some things. But it seems as though I did discover something else, so I can escape this. I need to do this. What is it to remove? So it's Control D. Can I hit enter and do that? So if I can delete all of these, I found that road that will let me straighten that out and make it look better. That's the downside to something like this. When you commit to long term for something and then you gotta go and delete it all later, it makes it that much harder. Okay, so we fixed that. Now where's the road? That was here. And then there was... So that's a covered bridge. No, I want the medium quay with two-way road. This quay wall is made of smooth concrete blocks. This quay wall is made of concrete with a wide and shallow rib pattern. A wide and deep rib pattern. I think we'll do the deep. Let's see what that looks like. I don't know why it's trying to... Yeah, see, that's looking much better. Yeah, that's gonna look a lot better for the port. And then do like that. Oh. How far over can I go? Nope. I think we'll just leave it like that then, because I ain't about to cost me my whole placement there. it's doing that weird pattern thing. There we go. Now let's see if we can straighten things out here. Soften that up. There we go. Try to keep it at least somewhat flush. If I keep botching that, bless you. Alright, that looks realistic and reasonable enough there. Any of these other corners needing cleaned up? I don't know why I did that. Let me straighten that back out. So go back here. Then go back to the road. Alright, I guess I gotta fix that one now. Might have screwed up there. Hopefully I'm not gonna send up too much water this way. Alright, fingers crossed that I don't mess with the water too much. I did kind of wave it a little crazy there for a second. Okay. Looks like I got lucky there. I fixed the edge of the system here. And now still don't understand why this water hasn't gone away. So let's go here, options. There was the water features, water cleanup cycle. Yes. They're definitely losing water slowly. One of those has a main water source. I thought it was like outside of here, so I might have messed that up, but we'll see when that drains. Backed up sewer. Actually pulling it in though, or is that sucking it out, or is that the drainage? I'm not sure. Everything should be connected, I guess. Oh, that's why. Okay, well, problem solved. Maybe? Maybe not? Okay, so now I should have some water and sewer going. What does it say? Not enough electricity, backed up sewer. Do I have to turn it on? Efficiency is 26%, so it's just low on employees. There's my usage is 14%. So it's supplying 14% of the power. Oh, well, I can see a problem right there. Kind of important to hook up to the grid. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure that's hooked up now. Yeah, alright. Alright, it's coming together. I got some work to do for the actual military compound, but we do have our airport now. We have our ships with the hangars. I need to design some type of ramp system for a secondary shorter runway. Ooh, actually make it tunnel systems like it's all underground. See, that might be pretty cool. Might good, thanks, babe. I have to figure out what I would do to make it look like a tunnel. I'm gonna think about that, but if I do the tunnel, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's see, can I do tunnel here? Search for tunnel. Tunnel light. There's a tuna spawner, but no, I need an actual tunnel wall. Oh, you know what? Maybe the... Gotta have your warthog. Can't believe I didn't have one already. But no, I need to find some type of... just at was it roads? There's an underground bicycle hall, large bicycle parking hall, large bicycle storage, underground parking. See, that's way too small. If I could scale that, then yes, but... I was hoping to be able to put it underground. Nope, that doesn't work. How else could we make this work? Ooh, what if we do something like... I'm thinking of like leaving like a giant, yeah, like this, like it's an elevator. I'm hoping to get as big as possible. Well, that thing's cool, but it's not what I need. Why can't they just be bigger? So it looks like we're stuck with doing the elevator. No, actually, I think what I need to do is do some training real quick. So if I do this level, there we go. So now we can do it like this. Now we go back here. Where was that? Was it this? And then we can do... Which one of these would look like the elevator though? One of these. And then if I do the road, just want to make sure that was two-way, right? Two-lane parking with road with sidewalks, featured angled parking spots, allows traffic to flow in both directions. Okay. And then can I do that same road trick to here? No, it didn't fully work. What if I go down just a smidge? Would it do the same thing? Kind of not.
example for your followers? Are you on a journey to find freshness? Are you tired of shopping at the dingy stores? Sure you are. That's why you go to
I was
Common
hoping to be able to get rid of this
the
thing in the
ultimate
middle.
destination for the discerning shopper.
Why, hello, Janet.
Hi, Stanley.
Isn't this a lovely place to shop?
It sure is.
Common Groceries.
Can I get rid of the...
For twice the price, it's
thing this
twice
way?
as nice.
No.
Lights, camera, movies! You can't get enough of Drome Cinema. More than a flash in the pan, ain't that right, Stan? You betcha, man. Tons of fun, so bring the whole clan down to Tinsel Town. Cut! Quiet on the set!
I wish there was a way to
Can
get
you
rid of
feel
that.
the excitement? The curtain opens.
Oh,
the
you know
lights
what?
Go down,
I got a better
and
idea.
You're about to break
We're gonna
one of
take that and
Smallville's
raise it.
Records of fun. Come on, come all to the
Let's
cinema
get rid of
mall.
that.
All that
Let's get
glamour,
rid of that.
all the magic, just around the corner. Drome Cinema, your ticket to the stars.
Now we've reset. Let's go back to the road. Now I say we do this with the... Yeah, there we go. So if I do this... I don't know if that's actually going to look good enough to pass. What if I do it like this? Not quite. Close. I'm getting somewhere. Let's see. Okay, I'm sorry, I got a little locked in there, but I thought I heard a helicopter flying by. But I think this might be what I'm looking for. And then go back to the road. Okay, so that didn't fully work. I think I can do it a little better. It's a good idea. I just gotta cook. Let me cook, guys. Let me cook. I don't know why it does that. Like, you literally are trying to snap to it, but yet you don't snap to it. Like, bro. Why is this not working like the other one now? I don't understand. What is your deal, dude? At which point is it flat? There we go. Oh my god. Why? Come on, dude. I just want you to do the thing. Did a roar. Bro, come on. There. No. Okay, so I think this idea worked better in theory. Your POS. Let's see, I'm close. Just gotta get this to work. Nope, that's not the right button. I don't know if I can. It was worth a shot. I guess that won't let me go there. It's like it lights up blue like it wants to, but then it doesn't. So we're gonna go ahead and give up on that. What the hell? This road thing is honestly the most confusing part of the game so far. I don't know why I just reset back up to that height, but okay. Okay. What do we think, chat? Everybody's pretty quiet. I see a couple of you lurkers. Does it look like a reasonable elevator slash bunker system underneath the airport? Enough to justify being able to load the aircraft onto the aircraft carriers from here. I think the bombers are the only thing that really throw it off. I think everything else would be able to fit aesthetically in there. But like the bombers probably were going under here then. Can I duplicate this? Prevents game systems from changing position, including elevation and rotation. You can still change position. Oh, so that's what I needed to do for this. I feel dumb. So I could have stopped them from rocking when I was doing the train. I mean, it's okay though, because I got them to back up to the edge of the hill. This one got raised a little. Wonder if I can drop that back down. It's risky, but like I said, I knew it was risky, but okay, so fix that one.
Fashion is my passion. Having a craving for saving too.
Sorry, there's not somebody singing, but then the music had kicked in.
Let's go to Porno Apparel.
Okay, I don't know why it's not moving now, but
Welcome to
okay,
Denny's
well, we'll
Denims,
take it.
where we got every denim you can imagine. We got square dance and box
all right, you guys ready to go
spots, and
see
all the way home dirty
what
denims.
the cities look like
Skirts,
since we
belts,
left it
boots.
alone?
We can cover you head to toe if that's what you like. Even got your dang old denim
We're
leg
still
garters
dealing
for the
with
boys
some
who
not
love that denim
electricity
real good.
and
You ever wear a denim vest? I'll tell you, girl.
I'll have to look
you
into
will
the
have
power,
one swarming.
but
You'll see. Come on down to Denny's Denims. I'll set you up. Don't.
okay, we're shutting that off. It's so annoying. I don't understand why it says the power keeps going out. Not enough electricity to function properly. But then if I go here to my electricity available, all that, bottleneck. Is red. Where's the red bottleneck? I'm assuming that's those. They're consuming more over here. I just don't understand. Single family residential, neutral. Wish there was a way to see their power usage. Okay. So I can see the sewer being a problem, but everything should be hooked up. Is this not hooked up? Is that what's going on? I just don't get it. Something was happening there where they weren't connected. Okay, so the sewer problem was fixed. Now it's an electricity problem again? Is it because I don't have like enough transformers or something? There we go. That's starting to fix a bit of the problem. Looks like I might need one more over here, though. Is there not another one on this? Okay, we can do that. And then... excuse me. And then where is my... There it is. That should solve that. And then this seems to be a sewer problem now. So what if we run a sewer pipe to bypass all of that and bring it straight over to there. So apparently there's just not enough of those there. So do I need more? Okay, let's see here. Sewage overload. Okay, so I got rid of that need now. What's over here? Oh, it's because that's not attached. And now it's just a lack of labor, which I can deal with. That's just because the town wasn't up and functioning. And now we've got enough of the fundamental principles all up and running. Everybody should start being a little happier and moving in. What does this say? Waiting for a hearse. Okay, so let's get a crematorium down here. And honestly, probably should throw another hospital down here as well now that I think about it. Just to assist with that, and maybe get some law enforcement in here. Just to help. What do we got here? Not enough water or power or nothing? Oh, that's because you're on a road that's not attached any longer. Alright, let's fix that. Let's grab that and join you up down there. That'll be a problem solved there. Now we're starting to work. So apparently I need another crematorium over here. Wait, can I upgrade with the hearse garage? How do you upgrade these? I'm so confused by this. So apparently because they're attached to the... That's interesting. Okay, now we're set. Now we can let it start building, hopefully. Ooh. Well, no wonder nobody's coming into the city. Is that the only way out here? Was that one road? Is that what's going on? Yeah, it looks like everybody's either coming out and coming in. So let's do this. We'll do this. This. Let's start clearing out traffic a little bit, depending on where y'all want to go. Where is this one? This seems to be going all over that way. Open that up a little bit. Well, it seems as though everybody's trying to turn to go into there, so if I can... just to help it out along the way here. Hopefully that was enough for it to clear up a little. You'd think that would have helped, but... There's gotta be an upgrade tool. Isn't there a replay? Yeah, build another type. There we go. I don't care how it replaces it, I'm just running out of room. Is there a both direction? Yeah, 12-lane highway. Not totally happy with it, but is what it is. So, not a big fan of reducing and enlarging again, but it does help with the flow of traffic. Well, now I feel really dumb because I just was doing the wrong freaking thing. Okay, so I replaced the 6-lane highway. Now I need to do this one. It doesn't snap very well to it either. Alright, everybody. Our stream has officially reached 3 hours. We're going to be coming up on our end here shortly. Just kind of want to try to quicken this up a little bit so we can start expanding the city before we hop off. I was hoping that would be enough to kind of help, but so I will say the conclusion I have from stream today is that yo little tits sup. You finally back to chat? I asked you you were what you were up to today. I assumed you'd like joined in and dipped. Little tits. What's up, bitch? You're gonna get me in trouble on stream, motherfucker. Good thing it's not a channel for kids. It'd already be in trouble. Yeah, too bad you don't have the middle finger emote. I need to add that so you can. I can add custom emojis, but some of the stuff has to wait until I'm partnered. So it's not like instant. And okay, dude, you were supposed to be a bike lane. I'm getting rid of you. You're part of the whole problem here. Unfortunately, I think the bottleneck is because of this right here. So if I delete this and that, no, leave that and then bring the road. And then do it like this. Now they're both coming in at separate points. And then go back here to this road I was using here. There we go. I was gonna say that should help clear up the traffic a little bit. Where do you need more police? Well, everybody's parked everywhere. That's definitely working. Things are starting to build up, like the apartments. What are we looking at stat-wise here? Unoccupied buildings. Okay. So there's a demand for pretty much everything except for office, which we're missing criteria for. All this stuff doesn't matter yet. That's my fun spot. Okay. Where does this show my actual population? Okay, here we go. We're at 3,800, almost 4,000. We're gonna sit back and watch for a minute, watch this things grow, see what's going on here. It looks as though we got some red houses, so I'm assuming these are essentially abandoned properties. No, they're just not full. Okay. Well, good. We don't need no kids anyways. Keep the kids at a minimum. But we're definitely starting to build out and expand. And then, yep, we've hit our 4,000. So I'm just going to confirm that we can hit our 5,000 mark, showing that we are continuously growing. Because if it drops back down, I'll know now as well. Oh, no wonder everybody's having problems at the intersections. They're not actual stoplight intersections. I'm just curious which one would actually have the stoplight. That's it, I'm restarting. I don't want to have to redo all of the frickin' roads. Didn't I have some of these little offshoots like this one? Yeah, and then you can zone that. There we go. Got a little cul-de-sac. I want to see if people build their little houses on that. So I will say, I underestimated the roads. Lesson learned. Road manage, important. Very important. Road management needs to be structured before you outline your city. Just because you have to either give yourself space to upgrade later or get it exactly right the first time, because otherwise you're going to end up having issues like this where you have a bunch of stuff built on your roads and you can't really go and upgrade the roads without demolishing and ruining your layout. And another thing is I do need to figure out which ones of these actually have stoplights, because at this point I've got none. Interesting. And there's no like general. Oh wait, see, here's tunnel. Forces a network to become a tunnel. Constant slope, expanded elevated range. New. You think they would mark which ones would have? Yeah, definitely don't know which one is supposed to be which now. So I definitely regret the road setup. That would have changed it significantly. But I did plan on more city/business out on this side as well. This was just enough to get the city up and going until then. Almost should have done that on this. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I want to mess around with.
Bulletin.
Increasing areas of forest are being engulfed by flames. The thick smoke rising from the fire makes the air dangerous to breathe. Citizens are advised to vacate any premises near
One
the
tree,
fires and
One
remain
tree's
at
the
a safe
problem.
distance until emergency services manage to get the fires under control.
Come on, Ellie, you can do it. And this is that stuttering everybody was talking about with the game actually not performing at its best. The more you add to it, the less it seems to work. At least it doesn't crash, but the frame rates do kind of hurt the immersion. I'm gonna watch it put this fire out if I can. There you go. Helicopter put the fire out. Problem solved. Left retardant. There we go. And why the fire started out here in the middle of nowhere? Somebody's starting crap. Ooh. City's starting to pop a little more. And I definitely like this building right here, this one with the gap in the middle of it. The address building. And we're going to have some of these in little areas. So there should be a grouping. Actually surprised some of these didn't turn into them. Okay. Definitely quite the learning curve. It's definitely helped me kind of understand the difference between this and the original and remastered City Skylines. Okay. Everything else seems to be working accordingly. No car access. Why not?